Welcome back to the Xcuses podcast, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Kenyon, and today we are going to continue our discussion on engineering our emotions. Last time we talked about developing that emotional awareness, seeing what emotions come up in different situations. Now today what we're going to do is talk about digging into some of those emotions that tend to hold us back. Before we dig into today's topic, just have some quick reminders. First and foremost, want to let you know that today's episode is brought to you by our affiliate sponsor, Doc Parsley Sleep Remedy. Recently had Doc Parsley himself on the show. Stick around after today's show and I'll tell you a little bit more about that. Also encourage you to go back and listen to his episode. Second, if you haven't already done so, would appreciate it if you can go over to iTunes and leave us a rating and review. Helps us get the word out about what we're talking about here on the Xcuses podcast. And while you're there, don't forget to also share this with a friend or family member, coworker, whatever, someone who might get some benefit out of the topics that we cover on the show. And lastly, if you want to take these topics that we're talking about here on the show to the next level, have a couple opportunities for you guys to do that. First is to join our closed Facebook group over at facebook.com/groups/0excuses. We have people breaking down some of these topics. It's a free closed Facebook group, so there's absolutely no excuse for you not to join it. And for those who want to take it to even the next level, you can apply to be a part of my Infinite Results Mastermind group at kenyonzitska.com/results. And for those who are ready to take that top level commitment and build that supreme amount of discipline and really get the results that they truly have been desiring in their life, I have a few slots open for my discipline coaching program. It's a one-on-one program. It's not for everyone. It's only for those who are super committed and who are willing to invest the time and energy into getting those results. You can apply for that at kenyonzitska.com/discipline. Enough on that. Let's jump into today's topic. So like I mentioned, last time we talked about developing the emotional awareness. Now today we are going to start dissecting some of these emotions that tend to hold us back. Or perhaps maybe you found some emotions that you want to enhance as well. So this works both ways. And I'm going to break this down by going through a practical exercise that I did myself and want to give you guys a framework to go about doing the same thing. So one thing to keep in mind when you are doing this is that, at least in my case, most of my emotions came from having some sort of judgment about either my past or something that's going to happen in the future. Most of my framework I trace back to something in my past. Even if it was about something in the future, it was based on a past experience. So it's really important that you guys keep that in mind. So one of my biggest obstacles has, up until recently, been kind of a fear of getting up in front of a large group of people, public speaking. I mean, if I hadn't been able to overcome that, crack the code on that, you wouldn't be sitting here listening to me on a podcast right now. So this was really groundbreaking for me, and I think it's going to serve you guys well. So we've picked out our emotion, and for me it was the fear of public speaking. So the next step is to ask yourself a question like, so what must I believe or think about myself for that emotion to really, really be true? So when I answered this question, a couple things came up here. First was that I believed that I couldn't think on my feet well enough to rattle off a podcast episode or sound intelligent. I also believe that I didn't have a good speaking voice either. So the next question is, so why do I believe this? And this is where digging into your past comes in. So what I found there was that I was actually holding on to some very subtle things from my upbringing, from my childhood. I wasn't the most popular kid in school. I wasn't the best at sports. I was kind of the quiet, average kid in school. And while on the surface of that, I thought that I had largely outgrown that and left that behind me, I really found that there were some very subtle things that were clinging on in the background of my mind there. And what I discovered was that I had a really fixed mindset on that area of my life, public speaking, getting out in front of people. So now that I had dug all the way back to that point in my life, all I really had to do at this point was just ask myself, so what would I tell myself at that point in time in my life? And it was something really simple, and all I had to do was say that, hey, this is just like everything else in life. It takes practice, and you got this. So this is a couple years ago that I kind of went through this exercise, and hopefully this gives you guys a great framework to work off of and come up with your own little emotional dissection exercise here. So that's all I have for you guys today. Before I sign off here, guys, wanted to take a moment to tell you about our affiliate sponsor, Doc Parsley's Sleep Remedy. This is a product that I use every single day and something that I wanted to share with you guys because it has had such a profound effect on my life and my quality of sleep. I had to share it with you guys. Sleep Remedy was developed by Dr. Kirk Parsley. He is a former Navy SEAL and former undersea medical officer at Naval Special Warfare Group 1. But to make a long story short here, he developed Sleep Remedy to help his teammates overcome some of the stress and nutritional induced deficiencies that he was finding with them so that they can get a good night's rest and help them reach their maximum potential and perform at their peak. So he's now offering this remedy to the public, and you can head on over to docparsley.com and try it out for yourself. He's offered a 10% discount to the Zero Excuses community. You can enter the discount code Zero Excuses, ZEROXCUSES, at checkout to take advantage of that 10% discount. I highly encourage you guys to give it a try. This stuff is the real deal. It's not like any of those over-the-counter sleep aids that leave you hungover or feeling groggy for the first half of the day. This stuff will get you into a deep night's rest, and you wake up refreshed and ready to crush your day.